feel that shit? Yeah, I feel that shit. Ooh. I can feel it in the air. Yeah, man. See this game right here? This shit gets deep out here, for real. How deep? Expect the best? Yeah, I expect it, but be prepared for the worst. Be prepared and capitalize on whatever comes. That's what you gotta do though, right? Never spend your money before you get it. Straight up, why not? What if I want to though? And time is not money. You can always get more money, but you can't get more time. Streets, making these raps. Y'all don't wanna hear my imagination, so I just stay facts. Nigga, either you did or you didn't, just don't lie. Look, nigga, either you was or you wasn't, just don't lie. Ain't it crazy? I was born in the 80s on a hot night in July. Temperature was in the 80s, hustle in the early 2000s. But shout out to the 80s, I was taught these things by niggas from the 80s. How to bag grams, how to get them off, and to never back down. Can't be soft. Things run out of money, come with EBT cars, cause the dope that I sold was easy hard. They keep coming back again and again. Cocaine is the girl who makes slaves out of me. The niggas who raised me up in the game, Bruiser and Dino, taught them the game. Both them niggas dead, but their game lives on in my brain, heart, and blood. Yeah, it made me strong. Grew eyes in the back of my motherfucking head. When the jackals are scheming, I can feel it in the air. I can do big numbers with this straight drop crack. I'm a space age hustler, taught by the new jazz. If we can't get along, then we gon' get it on. Don't go to war unless your bread is long. Yeah. The lessons Dino and Bruiser taught, we couldn't get along, so then we fought. But that's another matter, let me stay on subject. Dino had niggas shook on the streets and the projects. He was that nigga with the ski mask on. He did contract murders for that nigga Butch John. But anyway, at Maserati Rick's homegoing service, he told Jamie some shit about how he was nervous. A gangster's remorse, that shit's rare. Death was on him and he could feel it in the air. He ran off with some bricks from a Chaldean mobster, and not long after that, they blazed him with the chop. Trying to be inconspicuous, he borrowed Jamie's van, but they knew it was him, so they hit him with the fan. He ran off on a plug once and wound up dead. Automatic gunfire almost severed his head. That nigga Bruiser met a similar fate. Ain't no love in his game, ballers get hate. Ain't that a shame? Ain't no friends, we in competition, we ain't best friends. I soaked up the game, learned a thing or two. Play the game, nigga, never let the game play you. If you that nigga with so much flair, eventually you gon' feel that feeling in the air. Oh yeah. 20s, the 80s roared louder. No drought in Detroit, everybody had power. BKs and Flins never reached the height of the dope gang. Wasted too much time in shootouts, them niggas gang bang. But the mobs that was with it got filthy rich. From nothings to lots, they got filthy rich. Before Detroit was filled with wannabe Bloods and Crips, YBI and Pony Down was moving cocaine zips. YBI started on Dexter, stretched all over the West. Big boy Butch Jones, not the one you wanna test. They were the biggest and the baddest. YBI was bad news. Had beef with Leroy and the Pony Down crew. Still in YBI custos, dropping the price on the work. Planted their flag in the middle of YBI turf. They knew it was gonna be war right from the start. Beef with YBI, you crazy or you had mad heart. The YBI hit squad, Dino and Kurt McGirt, bloodthirsty ass niggas that'll put you in the dirt. If YBI was McDonald's, Pony Down was Burger King. Leroy challenged Butch, cause he wanted to be the king. 7 Mile and Murray Hill, papered up on chill. Say the wrong thing and you was bound to get killed. Push it to the limit, doing this shit well. Stealing YBI workers and stealing their clientele. YBI, as you know, was a crew of hustlers, while BKs and Flints was busy killing up each other. Getting that paper like they was supposed to do. 84, 83, and year 8 shit. And even before that, way back to the 70s, 40 deep at Cedar Point. Looking like celebrity, Max Julian coats, Adidas and campaign hats. Real. Open up the limit, push it to the max. It was YBI who influenced the Chambers Brothers, which later hit movie screens as the Cash Money Brothers. Damn, I feel old, I'm showing my age. These new Detroit goons hardly heard of these legendary names. Fight for the West Side, who controlling the turf. Moving GQ, Devil's Dust and Papa Smurf. Butch was doing good and Leroy was jealous of what he had. He wanted the money and the power. Ooh, he wanted it bad. The clique set up in non-YBI territory, but them Pony Down niggas want the war story glory. Can we talk for a minute? Let me break it down like 7. They went at it like the East Side 12 and the West Side 7. It's like a game of duck hunt. Hit your rivals with a tech. 4-finger rings and dookie link chains on they neck. Guns and drugs, taxi cabs, lawyer fees, a no-brainer. W. Otis, Culpepper, and Steve Fishman on retainer. Thousands in cash from a brown paper bag. 50,000 addicts in Detroit. How big was the bag? The ponies expanded more from YBI's 83 convictions, when most of the gang's leaders was sent to prison. Like bloodthirsty wolves, them Pony niggas turned up the heat, brought the war to niggas' doorstep on their own street. The ponies, they was on that get down or lay down. Either you die here today or say I Pony Down. YBI turf, they was trying to take it all. The Brewsters, the Gardens, they wanted it all. There was still some niggas loyal to YBI who wasn't gonna give it up without a fight. Enforcers from the 18 hopped out of cars and sprayed things, and all 3 victims shot was still in they teens. The killings went back and forth like a game of ping pong. Black on black violence, it's the same old song. Killing after killing, situations be hostile. Relationships in the drug world are extremely volatile. Motor City madness, where it's all about the cheese. In the summertime, out on the corner making G's. The 80s was an explosion of the black street gang, and with it came a shitload of money from cocaine. Dangerous, successful, and violence prone. Leroy called himself the new and improved Butch Jones. He was able to take the throne. For a minute, he was the king. His aggressive leadership was $100 million thing. You can fight rival dealers, but the feds ain't no fighting. It all ended with a 35-person, 50-count indictment. You pushed it to the limit.
Like I am there to and so you are you dreaming, but you're going away. Shimmering thoughts of joy, sweet dreams, my love, until you're away.
Kick back, watch watch some TV or listen to the radio. Cause you got workers, you don't even touch the dope. You got a big screen TV, yeah, I know. And every once in a while you hear it just say no. Or that other commercial you love, that's when they say this is your brain on drugs. You pick up the remote and you just turn. Cause with this bullshit, you're not concerned. Leaning like a kickstand in your bean, driving around your territory again. A year passed by and you begin to grow, not in height or weight, but in juice and cash flow. You a heavyweight when it comes to the scratch, cause he who has the most is he who won the match. Got a bunch of fine women on the late night creep, all cause you getting money in your sleep.
You know that I am there to and to you are you giving. Sweet dreams, my love, until you're awake again.
Yeah, man. This right here is dedicated to the original Big Meech. This right here? Original Big Meech. Yeah, the businessman gangster. Demetrius Holloway. The criminal mastermind. The evil genius. The brains behind it all. Team Cancer. Team Cancer. Detroit, baby. Best friend. Let them know about Money Team. Had a 4-year run, 85 to 89. To reach his level, you needed heart, you needed spine. Demetrius died when he was only 32 years old, but he was King Midas. Everything he touched turned to gold. Sell it, never use it. What's his thoughts about drugs? They say he laughed at motherfuckers who use drugs. Suit and tie every day, that was his trademark. He had mad money cause getting paid was in his heart. Underworld politics, yeah, deep been paid. He learned the game from Frank Nitty Usher and World Benji Kincaid. He knew how to fight, shoot, negotiate to make money. And the feds, Eddie Jackson plugged him in with the Colombian. Man with the master plan, he had the questions and the answers. Born on June 30th, the boy was a cancer. Served 5 years for burglary and possession with intent. If a fly landed on him, it had to pay rent. Extensive operation, multi-millions. To hide his dirty money, he bought apartment buildings, opened 3 stores and bought acres of land in the state of Alabama. Pretty savvy for a guy who did time in the slammer. Flaunted his money, and to hide how he made it, he took gambling trips to Atlantic City, Miami, and Las Vegas. Claimed $1 million on his taxes. He said it was from professional gambling, but it was really from the coke and the smack he was scrambling. Cops took his money, but he got it all back in court. The money behind the company, Greg's 101 Sports on Mac Avenue in Gray. He owned all the apartment buildings. Started an LLC to manage his apartment buildings and other rental properties. The Black John got it. If it wasn't for him, Rick wouldn't have been able to buy that Maserati. His plug shipped 1,000 bricks a month to Indianapolis. Paid for $640 but kept $360. Now that's drug trafficking. Get him for $10,000, let him go for $15,000. Rolex on his wrist was like bling blah wow. Demetrius behaved more like a businessman than he did a thug. Then Rick introduced Reggie to the Colombian plug. Why he do that? What was going on in his head? Not long after that, Rick got killed in his hospital bed. They said it was Big Ed, but you never know, man. So one night at the Top Hat hamburger stand, Holloway went missing. Faked his own kidnapping. After Rick got killed, it was a lot of gun clapping. Someone wanted Demetrius dead, so they gave the order. Hit him 2 blocks away from police headquarters at the Broadway in broad day with $17,000 in cash. Shot him in the back of his head. A close range blast. Damn. Rest in peace. He went out like a G though, didn't he? That's cold blood. Rest in peace. He went out like a G. Yeah. I'm trying to get love in these motherfucking streets, baby. But when the money's gone, is the love still gonna be there? I need to know, is the love real? Or just cause you see me balling on your punk asses? Is that why? We rock Cardis now, but it was Gazelles back then. Beavers and car phones and a customized Benz. Top 10s or Jordan sneakers, the newest edition. Even gangsters was dancing like New Edition. Jerry curls or high top fades. K, those Adidas tracksuits with some dark ass shades, baby. And pineapple was the smell of cocaine before the cartel started cutting it with propane. Niggas came home from prison with Colombian connects. And put the whole hood on is what they did next. Who wouldn't love a nigga putting them on? But is the love still there when the dope is gone? Get it how you want it, get it how you live. Get rich off poison just like Bell Biz. No one's gonna love you like the streets of Detroit. Your name rang out in the streets of Detroit. No one.
I can love you better. Baby, your best friend is
big gold chains, iced out watches. Jackers is scheming, it's you they watching. But if you shoot them, you'll be brainless, they'll be hood famous. And you'll be spending money out the anus on lawyer fees, trying to fight a murder case. High profile defense, that's how you beat a murder case. Talking W.O. this cold pepper, I'm talking Steve Fishman. This is food for thought, nigga, do the dishes. It's a Detroit thing mixed with 80's cocaine. A bunch of side pieces trying to be your name. It was cold in the D, something like snowfall. Because every summer, niggas made snowfall. Dope boys used to stop the ice cream truck and let us get all the ice cream we wanted off the truck. Everybody love you, your product is white. You live like a movie, cause the movie your life, nigga.
I can love you better. No one's gonna love you the way I do. Nobody. Baby, your best friend is me.
Plug twice. Flooded his chains and his rings with ice. Went to LA, come for half the price. Came back to Detroit and doubled the price. Yeah, that's right. Cut twice the slice. Straps where his fist, he ain't nothing nice. Yeah, he can shoot. Yeah, he can fight. Jab with the left, hook with the right. Detroit East Side. Yeah, he thugged out. Say the wrong thing, shoot up your drug house. Yeah, he had choppers. Yeah, he had nines. Fuck with Black Ed, somebody dying. He's waiting in bushes, slinging that iron. Wasn't playing no games, he ain't have time. Murder he wrote, drama he bring. Diamond on his pinky looking like a mood ring. Life in the fast lane, whip a Ferrari. Had beef with that nigga in the Maserati. Used to get his work from Maserati Rick. But in LA, fuck with them Hoover Crips. Fuck around and make a boy freeway Rick. Decided not to pay his stat with Maserati Rick. Ed had heart, tough than a mother. Started beefing with Rick, Demetrius, and them Brown brother. Only 5'5", but he was large. Big baller shot caller. Head nigga in charge. Eastside nigga with Westside swag. More bricks than a Mason in his bag. Motherfucking thug nigga, big drug dealer, type of gangsta ass nigga that your bitch love nigga. Started off as a strong arm, became the plug nigga. Had a team of goons, but he still bust triggers. He have goon, he have mobsters, expensive restaurant, steak and lobster. Dropped out of school, Osborne High. Rick and D was the weed supply. Sold enough trees to open up a salon, then he used that money to put himself on. Got to back from Rick a brick or two, but somehow started beefing with the whole crew. But that's the gang, friends become rivals. Beef with the best friends, what's the chance of survival? Big Ed, Eddie Money, beat the odds, nothing funny. It's 2019, but niggas copy his style. 9 shots couldn't drop him, he took it and smiled. 10 pounds of jewelry around his neck, Ferraris, Lambos, Max and Tech. Don't think the boy soft, cause he rock jewelry, his pistol screaming with fire and fury. Low thousands gambling at the nice spots, Vegas, Miami, Cali, all the hot spots. Always kept a strap for 2 or maybe 7. Started seeing big cash in 87. Here in Detroit, things got scandalous. We got new plugs out west in Los Angeles. Ferrari, Mercedes 500 SE. Got him on the radar of LAPD. Came back to Detroit with more drugs. Started competing with his old blood. Cutting into the money they was trying to earn. Tried to teach him a lesson, but he didn't learn. Had to dim his light. The man was a star. Automatic weapons, spray his car. Took a bullet in his stomach. Son of a bitch. Cops came to see him, but he ain't snitch. Told DPD he ain't need their help. Cause when he got better, he could handle it himself. Had one objective, and it was this. When he get right, kill Maserati Rick. Laid low in Mississippi, the beef was intense. Dirty money legit, businesses and rents. Getting big money, building his brand still. Rick at his car wash. 7 Mile Mansfield. Pulled out the strap, the trigger he pulled it, but Rick was so high on coke he didn't feel the bullet. He laughed with that gangster charm. Started shooting back and shot Ed in the arm. Rick got killed 2 days later by some other guy, but Ed was in jail, airtight alibi. Rick was dead, Defect is kidnapped. Ed was back on the street, overtime traffic. Iced out Rolex at 8:45. The plugs serving quarters and nines. Last of an era, he was the biggest boss. Contra cane that he got from Rick Ross. 50 million a year, boy oh boy. 200 bricks to that girl, 20 bricks to that boy. That's 1 month's work. His goons put in work. Stop the cash flow, they put you in the dirt. But he was with shit, stayed in trouble. High speed police chases crashed his BMW. Crazy ass temper, he would go off. Pop that trunk, guns go off. The cocaine 80's, everyone was crazy, but he was the craziest of the crazies. Guns and drugs, vicious cycle. He had a thing for Israeli rifles. Candy apple beamer, trunk full of dough. Little finger to the feds, big egg on ball. Police stopped his BMW sedan. Cash cow and seized 300 bands. Got another plug, Anthony Medina. Kilos of Harold, kilos of Christina. I think it was coming from Cartagena. Found out something in the federal subpoena. His new plug was a government witness. It's too late to put him on the hit list. Cash Jesus, guns and drugs and shit. In 91, caught a 30-year bid. Damn, it's fucked up. In 91, he caught a 30-year bid. Woo-wee. Big Ed Hansen. Detroit. Cocaine 80's. The little man with the big money and the big guns and the big cars and all the fine women. Crazy, stupid, fruity. Rudy Tooty, fresh and fruity. Sparkling stones all in his yellow gold. Bruh. Cause you the only one I'm romancing. But if I lost it all, would you still be there? Are you pretending to love me? Or do you really care? Never hustled in the 80's cause I'm an 80's baby. But I love all the music and the culture from the 80's. Girl, you make me crazy. I think you the woman for me. Happily ever after, that could be our story. But it's this one thing that got me tripping. Love is for suckers, I done got caught slipping. Damn. She really love me, or is it my watch? She loves me, she loves me not. Do she really love me, or is it the money I got? Never say never, never say what people won't do. If I lost it all, will you still be my boo? Yeah, Rapture was cool, but I prefer Anita Baker's first album. Freeway Rick funded the money for Anita Baker's first album. It came out the same year that I came out, and 25 years later, I'm banging the game out. That feeling I get when she gets wet. You're my angel, the best thing, yeah. Baby, when you squeeze me, I feel the need to take you to the bedroom and fill you with
Neighborhoods say they felt like they were in Vietnam this morning. Automatic gunfire shattered the silence. Tear gas wafted through the chilly air as a man well known to Detroit police was the target of a highly organized attack. Lodrick Parker was charged with killing drug dealer Maserati Rick Carter, but was found not guilty. Well, somebody found him in Oak Park this morning, and as News 4's Bob Bennett reports, Parker barely got away with his life.
Shortly before 3:30 this morning, several men stormed this house in Oak Park where Lodrick Parker was staying and tried to machine gun him to death.
I just heard some popping noise and heard a lot of people talking, you know. And so I really didn't get up to see what was going on because I'd rather stay in bed because if there's any gunshot, because I don't want to be, shot because the bullets don't have no names.
Tear gas was fired through a front window, forcing Parker and a man identified as Rory Jones to the back door. They were met with gunfire as they stepped out.
One person was shot. His name is Lodrick Lamar Parker. He's 29 years old.
Seriously wounded?
He suffered a gunshot wound to his left thigh, which shattered the femur bone.
The home is owned by Donnell Barkley. He's a paraplegic as a result of wounds suffered in a drug-related shooting a few years ago. Barkley and his wife were in the house but escaped injury. Police say assault-type weapons were used in the attack. The kind used in the military?
Possibly, yes.
Where would individuals get these type of weapons and the tear gas?
I have no idea.
Last December, Lodrick Parker walked out of Detroit Recorder's Court a free man. Prosecutors claim he is a hitman, a paid killer, but a jury decided there was not enough evidence to convict Parker of the hospital killing of Maserati Rick Carter, a high-level cocaine dealer. Investigators believe 3 or 4 men may have been involved in the assault, but they have no idea who they are. And they aren't getting a lot of cooperation from Lodrick Parker and the others who were in the house. Investigators are fearful there will be retaliation because of this morning's shooting. As one put it, it's a kind of war, and it's far from over. Bob Bennett, News 4 in Oak Park.
Lodrick knew Ed since they was kids in Mississippi, but Ed started getting money here in the Motor City, and Lodrick was his ride or die when things got gritty. A gunner who could make you see red without trippy. Big Ed was a kingpin, but he was a gunner himself, and Lodrick was that nigga that was bad for your health. Big Ed ran off with 100,000 of work from Maserati Rick, cause he was getting contra, came from Freeway Rick, that came from Danilo Blandon. He was moving coke for the CIA, but that's a whole nother story for another day. Eddie didn't wanna pay. Nigga, what for? It was easier to keep the work, and that meant war. A back and forth thing. Shit was like a movie. Every time they saw each other, shoot it out with them Uzis. Caught Rick at his car wash on 7 Mile in Mansfield, but Rick ain't running high. He was the type that stands still. Lodrick and Ed started busting, but Pretty Ricky was busting bad. Final scene in Scarface, it went down just like that. Ricky blasted back at Lodrick and Ed. They shot Rick in the stomach, but the nigga wasn't dead. Someone must have called 911 after they shot him. First responders and the ambulance came and got him. But my oh my, Lodrick was hot-headed and cold-hearted. A few days later, he went back to finish what he started. Dressed up like a police officer outside of Mount Carmel Hospital. Takes big balls to go and try to kill a nigga in the hospital. The plan was to get inside past the front desk and change into another costume. Dressed like a doctor, sneak inside Maserati Rick's room. A vicious young man, yeah, he was on the hunt, but Rick's right-hand man beat Lodrick to the punch. Terrence shot Rick in the face and he shot him in the head until he heard the flatline sound to let him know that he was dead. The plan was to blame the whole whole thing on Big Ed, but red blood was green money. It was all for the bread. The Colombian Connect told Boog one night he ain't care where the money come from as long as the count was right. By the time Logic got there, the scene was crawling with police. Logic got arrested, dressed up like the police. Rick was buried in a Benz casket and a fleet of Rolls Royces for his funeral line. While Logic, he was facing a whole lot of time. Went to trial, found out guilty for killing Maserati Rick, but then he got caught up in some more bullshit. Big Ed made enemies in Gary, Indiana, so Logic went to handle business and banged some hammers. Afterwards, came back home, but the beef was still on. It ain't never off in Detroit as long as your name is known. Tear gassed at a house on 8 Mile and Coolidge to get them niggas out the house. Shot the place up something foolish, but that ain't stopping. That boy Logic was wild. Burned a candle store down on West 7 Mile. It was owned by a dealer named Thomas Todd, one of Big Ed's rivals. So that nigga had to die, but he didn't get him. At least not that day. But it was the firebombing that put Logic away. When I say away, I mean away. In prison for life. Carson City Correctional Facility for the rest of his life. Damn. Trying to make sense of it. Gotta laundry my money. Drug money, thug money, it's all funny money. 1 minute you pay, the next minute you busted. Snitching at a high, no one can be trusted. Not your homeboys and definitely not a bitch. The more scratch you get, the more you itch. It's chaos in the streets of the D. Cocaine by the ton, we getting money. But it's a shame how we do this. Street school is to spend our money foolish. First we at the dealership, now we at the jewelers. Yeah, you fly now, but how long will it last? The clank of them cell doors or gunshot blast. One or the other is coming soon. Look up in the sky, it's a bloody moon. The cocaine 80's, they was all trying to be Scarface. Ferraris, Mazzi's, Lambos with a pocket full of small face. How can I be organized, surrounded by madness, fast money, cars and women? I got to have this. I'm focused, wide-eyed, looking dead at the paper. In the blink of an eye, it vanished in a vapor. How can I be organized, surrounded by madness, fast money, cars and women? I got to have this. I'm focused, wide-eyed, looking dead at the paper. In the blink of an eye, it vanished in a vapor. Paper saying God we trust, but I don't trust God. This fast life is fun, but it's all a facade. The 80's, the 90's, and the early 2000s. Ain't much change, we still getting them thousands. Them dollars was coming crazy, but everybody was crazy. How fast you got it and lost it, that shit was crazy. History don't repeat itself, but it does rhyme. We was all trying to be bosses, but the shit was a crime. We all paid for that shit in time and blood. Flying in the sky till we fell in the mud. But the thing about this life, you gotta be all in. The cocaine 80's, Detroit niggas was ballin'. But now Babylon the Great has fallen. The graveyard of the penitentiary is calling. What can I say? What can I do? No matter what I say or do, it's a catch-22. How can I be organized, surrounded by madness, fast money, cars and women? I got to have this. I'm focused, wide-eyed, looking dead at the paper. In the blink of an eye, it vanished in a vapor. How can I be organized, surrounded by madness, fast money, cars and women? I got to have this. I'm focused, wide-eyed, looking dead at the paper. In the blink of an eye, it vanished in a vapor. was on the payroll and cops on the payroll. Nobody made a move, nobody without the courage. Say so. Started off with BKs, black killers, my nigga. But grew up to be one of Detroit's biggest plugs, nigga. While YBI and Pony Down made newspaper headlines. Yeah, they did. He hustled in the shadows. Silence was his gold mine. His pops fronted him the money to help him get on. Hit the block with the work. God damn it, it's on. Him and his twin brother, they handle things on the streets in City Hall, controlling things. Robbing cops and politicians was a very smart move that made them invisible. No matter how much work they moved, had a 10-year run. That's longer than most. Could've retired and went legit, but damn, he was close. Had money and political clout to make that happen, but he had a snitch in the crew telling everything that happened. But he ain't know it at the time. A gangster was in his prime, sipping the finest wine and sporting the latest vines. Pulling up at Belle Isle in a fancy car. The way he walked, talking, dressed, you knew he was a star. He had a whole bunch of whips sitting in the valet for the driver the keys and be like, have a nice day. Controlling the day, controlling the night. Anything he want, he can buy the shit twice. If you were lucky, you caught a glimpse. The Kilo Man, but he behaved like a player, a pimp. Quiet and low key, but at the same time charismatic. In a tuxedo, but tucking a semi-automatic. Butch Jones and Gun Bunch from caught cases. Operations fell to pieces. The Curry boys swooped in and picked up all the pieces. Living large, doing it big in the city of boom. He survived and thrived for 2 drug boom. In the late 70s, he had doggy spots, but at 84, all his houses started moving rocks. Started dating Kathy. She was beautiful, educated, and high power, but she only messed with niggas that could move big powder. When he married the mayor's niece, that gave him enough reach to influence things way beyond the streets. Through his wife, he got connected to the city's top cop, Gil Hill, Inspector Todd from Beverly Hills Cop. That's how he knew the feds had his phone bug. Didn't slow him down, a corporate thug, still moving drugs. Confidential police documents, he had them all. East side trap houses, he was bagging it up. But what you don't know just might hurt you. The biggest threat he faced was in his circle. The little white boy who ran with his little bro was secretly telling the feds everything he know. The white boy and his father was FBI CIs. Led to convictions for Johnny Leo and 18 of their guys. Discovery pages, a federal case, racketeering and tax evasion. The charges they faced led to the charge, did they time, moved on with their life. But the white boy who snitched got hit with life. Now that's street karma, a perfect way to end this. He snitched out the whole crew, but got the bigger sentence. Oh man.
The Academy?
You gotta laugh at that shit. You can't help, you gotta laugh at that shit. Tell you something, my nigga. After you go to prison, whoever the new top guy is, that's her, man. You ain't know. That's the game, man. It's 2019, but ain't nothing changed since the 1980s. These hoes is out for change. Now don't get me wrong, there's good women out here too. But these gold digging thoughts, the main ones checking for you. She's out for money. She's out for gold. When you got nothing left, she'll steal your soul. You thought she was easy, fooling you was too easy. Scheming and plotting so easy. She a slick ass breezy. Her game is off the easy. That bitch is so sleazy. Do you greasy for that cheesy? Then move on so easy. to her weak spot. But really, it was her strong spot. Reverse the game on you, got you buying everything. She only fucking with you cause you buying her things. Secretly she hates men. Ever since she was 10. Ever since she went 10 years molested her. Yep, ever since then you fell in love at first sight. She gets all the green you make from hard white. Soft white, big old booty, big old titties. She brought you to your knees the moment she got on her knees. You trust in her, but she'll set you up and rob you for the keys. That's how the game be. Open your eyes and see. Nigga. Sex to play the same game niggas play. If you want her on your arm, nigga, you gotta pay. She's the type that'll play you against your mans. Had y'all both in love with her, finesse y'all both out of bands. Thought you was untouchable, cause you make money. She's a con artist and a thief, and she take money. Her heart is cold, the coldest winter ever. Will she ever love you? Nah, nigga, never. Tell y'all about the real Cash Money Brothers. This ain't no Hollywood story. This is Detroit, nigga. New Jack City, New Jack Swing. Marlo and Yo-Yo was doing big things. New Jack City, New Jack Swing. Marlo and Yo-Yo was doing big things. We ain't gotta talk movies, we can talk real life. Cause the shit on the big screen is based on real life. Art imitates life and life imitates art. Wesley Snipes and Alan Payne was just playing a part. Nino and G Money was based on BJ and Larry. The Chambers Brothers, Reno, Detroit, ooh, it was so scary. At first, Detroit niggas thought they was just mixed up Southern niggas. To them country bumpers was raking in 8 figures. Used the YBI blueprint, took over the jets. Control whole buildings, the collecting in checks. CMC, my brothers keep. Fuck with the Chambers, get a visit from the Grim Reaper. But let's rewind all the way to the beginning. Before the Pyrex was spinning and them gangsters was grinning. No indoor plumbing in the South, dirt poor. It was jobs in Detroit, that's what they came here for. Left Arkansas looking for a better way of life. GM for the Chrysler, now that's a good life. Danny and Willie was the first to come to this mother. Still in high school, BJ came here to live with his brothers. Worked as a janitor, sold weed, small time. With J-Man for Big Terry, small time but all grind. Got a little bit of weed from the other BJ from Cloud 9. Mine on his money, money on his mind. Use his brother Willie's party store as a front for his business. Marijuana, heroin, that was his business. Fuck being a janitor, he knew he was a boss. Barely 5'5", but BJ was the boss. Business growing, he needed help moving it raw. He built his workforce, bringing people from Arkansas. Barely 20 years old, but he had a sweet ride. Had trap houses all through Detroit's east side. His baby mama, big brother, introduced him to the crack game. Thought things ain't like it till they started coming back, man. In a matter of weeks, it was the big money maker. Replaced street and dog as a real money maker. Meanwhile, big bro Larry was in St. Louis, not on Easy Street, cause hard, that's how he do it. Looking for a gas station, post office, or jewelry store to rob. Living by the gun, Larry never had a job. Gunfights in broad daylight like Clint Eastwood. Wild Wild West, picture Nino Brown in Deadwood. 15 years in and out of jail. Sales couldn't hold him. Larry breaking out of jail. Life of a fugitive, he was off the hinge. Wound up in Leavenworth from a robbery binge. But you know Larry, a criminal mastermind. Lock his body but never lock his mind. In prison but paper, he still stacking. 50 bands, gambling, loan sharking, smuggling rackets. Got out the feds, came to Detroit. With his brother's help, carved out a piece of Detroit. With Larry's help, BJ turned 6 spots into 50 spots. 24/7 moving blows and rocks. Most spots lots more money and more demand. Big Terry could no longer supply the demand. So BJ, he had to go direct. Demetrius Holloway, Art Garrett, those was the connect. Larry saw a better way to run the day-to-day shit, and by 86 was running a separate organization. With the money he made with BJ and the 50 racks from the joint, he bought an apartment and converted it to his own dope joint. But not just dope, he getting all the guap. Drugs, gambling, and prostitution. A one-stop shop. Y'all know it as the Carter, but it was called the Broadmoor. Make the investment, and now he was about to make more. Strong-armed attendants into going along with the shit. Guns and drugs, their apartments is where he did the shit. There was a bar and grill on the first floor, a smoker's lounge on the second floor, but the third floor and the fourth floor was powder coke and beautiful whores, plus leather recliners and pay-per-view fights. Black racketeer making green from white. That apartment brought him $100,000 a day. So Larry started buying up real estate, plus all kind of jewelry, furs and cars. He was out of this world. Money to Mars. He was Southern, but not a Sambo. Commanded his troops just like Rambo. He could fight, he could shoot, made motherfuckers nervous. Drove a Benz, armed guards, like Secret Service. Fucking off money? Larry wasn't having it, had his rules posted. They called it the 10 Crack Commandments, but it was short-lived. The game is bad news. A videotape of Larry counting money wound up on the news, and the closest ones to you be the ones that hurt you. Both BJ and Larry had snitches in they circle. Money, we rich, goddammit. Both BJ and Larry had snitches in they circle. Did you hear what I said? Both Marlo and Yo-Yo had snitches in they circle. Ooh, Detroit, cocaine 80's. Oh yeah, and another one.
Rising up, back on the street. Did my time, took my chances. Went the distance, now I'm back on my feet. Just a man and his will to survive. It's the
was a coward, a son of a bitch. When them choppers come out, son of a bitch. Fear no nigga, trust no bitch. Ain't nobody gon' take my shit. My balls, my word, take no shit. Trap going crazy, my block stay lit. Dope fiends trading all they cash for a hit. Stay motivated, I'm on my shit. Toxic masculinity, yeah, this is it. But her pussy gets wet when I slide that clip. From a half a zone to a half a brick. Control this area, me and my clique. In the 80's, black homes started being fatherless. Now crack cocaine, I'm about to sell all this. How bad do you want it? Do you got it? Is it in you? A losing situation, but you can still be a winner. Let me break it down, the sweet science of sin. I'm giving you the game cause I want you to win, my nigga. Eye of the tiger, you gotta have hunger. Yeah, I eat meat, my stomach is rumbling. All these other niggas is food for my stomach. A rumble in the jungle like Ali and Foreman. Ain't nobody gon' stand in my way. Do what I gotta do to eat every day. Concrete jungle like a tiger face, I scout. I see everything, I'm always on the prowl. A zebra eaten by a tiger, yeah, I got stripes. The real New Jack City, no Wesley Snipes. The eye of the tiger, knock him out like Rocky. Drop it in the Pyrex, the soft gets rocky. Ride or die, savages with me. If you don't like me, nigga, come get me. Born in the summer, but it's cold in the D. July 21st, 1983. No man in my house to protect me. Saw all kind of madness on my street. Shootouts and raids from that ghetto D. Too much for my young eyes to see. So in my 20s, I became a G. Money, power, and respect, it motivate me. Your brain on drugs equal cash to a thug. If I lose it all, will it still be love? Niggas will give you a hug, then give you a slug. I seen motherfuckers kill their own blood. But so what? This life is crooked. I knew the job was dangerous when I took it. Rolled the dice for my life. Yeah, I shook it. Y'all asked for permission. I stepped up and took it. How bad do you want it? We can play nice and decent, or shit can get dirty like Detroit's 8th precinct. Ran off with work, so money we spent. Never recover from the shooters we sent. With drug dealers, come drug robbers. Protect yourself, nigga, none a revolver. Make them think twice before they approach us. Eye of the tiger, be ferocious. Panthera tigris, I'm a carnivore. Sell a few packs of check traps from a whore. Like a bloodthirsty feline, I'm gon' eat. Apex predator, the strong eat the weak. So many times, it happened too fast. Straight drop butter, check that cash. I'm finna fight to keep my dreams alive. Kill with the skill that it takes to survive. Type of nigga to move the cane raw. The type of nigga to slice you up with a chainsaw. That was Clyde Carter. He was about them ends. He had a plan to take the game back from the best friends. It was his anyway, cause it belonged to his brother Rich. So why should he let these other niggas get rich? Tell him chill don't pay the bills. They was bro bodyguards, so how Rick get killed? One ear out the other, one man out to smother the best friends who left him here without his brother. Freaky Steve and even Donald Goins' son. Them best friend niggas, they don't play with guns. These other niggas shook, but Clyde wasn't scared. Not many challenged him, but Clyde was the one who dared. A true hustler, yeah, a true soldier. Wasn't scared of no nigga, wasn't scared of no road. 10 stack bail money to get Rick off a charge, but the money got seized cause of a drug sniffing dog. He was close to his brother, he was close to Demetrius, but after Rick got murdered, things wasn't the same as previous. Rick's violent death split up his men. One group was loyal to Clyde, the other two best friends. Demetrius faked his kidnapping, but still had a hand in things. From behind the scenes, he was pulling the strings. Clyde had a meeting, met up with his soldiers, started putting plays down on how they could take over. Shootouts in Detroit, shootouts in Inkster, brain spattered on the curb, now niggas is free thinkers. Clyde Carter and his crew went to war with best friends, played the hand that he was dealt, but nah, he ain't win. On Lynette near Chalmers, he lost his life. They killed his girl too, that's a hell of a prize. A hell of gunfire as soon as he got out his truck with a 9mm. They lit his ass up, then killed his 1-year-old son, but they killed him and his woman. Shot Clyde in the head, shot his girl in the stomach. Took them both to St. John's, attempted to revive him, but Clyde and Patricia was both dead on arrival. She was 26 and he was 34. Met up with Demetrius the night before, put their lives on the line, all for the bread. And 2 weeks later, Demetrius was dead. Nigga, did you hear what I said? 2 weeks later, Demetrius Holloway was dead. In the end, the guns went clickety-clack. Another reminder, the streets don't love you back. Now this ain't funny, so don't you dare laugh, nigga. Just another story about the wrong path. Don't come around if you don't be around. We don't fuck around with them fuck arounds. Don't trust him. You know how he get down. Them fake smiles to get your face down. These Detroit streets niggas will pretend. Ain't too many of us that we can call friends. Can't trust nobody, not one soul. Get rich fast, fast to go. They'll kill their own blood for a check or almighty dollar is all they respect. No love, no mercy, no friends. Trust too quick, your life gon' end. I don't trust Jesus on the cross. Trying to cross me, I'll double cross. I paid my dues, I paid the cost from a worker to a fucking boss. This fast life is getting faster. I'm a passive gentleman, but I hire blasters. They slaves to the money, I got the bag, so I guess that makes me the master. A gun and a chain, some cocaine. Fine women, knowing your name, but watch your back, you'll be slain. Abel was killed by his brother Cain. Pretend to be my friend, but I don't believe you. It's a double pleasure to deceive the deceiver. Believe half of what you see, nothing you hear. I don't want love, I prefer fear. Trap going crazy, I was born in the 80s. My ex-girlfriend is a crack baby. If you fuck me over, I'll fuck you back. This is a game of chance, no take backs. Detroit, what up though? Cocaine 80's, oh yeah. This game don't love you back. I don't care what them other niggas tell you. This game don't love you back. Man. See, behind every great fortune, there's a crime. There's a crime. But usually, you gonna do some time. Or wind up in the grave, one or the other. If YBI was McDonald's and Pony Down was Burger King, then the Davis family was like KFC doing their own thing. The boss of it all was Reggie Davis, a leader and a visionary. Yeah, he was the greatest. Big dreams. Him and his brothers, they was optimists. A drug ring that stretched 4 of the 7 continents. First major connect was in Cali, Frisco Bay. A woman, she sold him doggy and yay. Scraped the 5,000 to buy a bigger bag. Put his profit with his re-up to get a larger bag. Within 4 months of his first 5,000 buy, he was up to $500,000 for his supply. 4 years later, he became his plug. Had international sources for all kind of drugs. While everybody else was competing for Detroit, they moved most of their work outside of Detroit. The Davis family gang, DFG, became known in areas outside of the D. Started small but quickly came to glory. Set up shop in non-YBI territory. But the ongoing war between YBI and Pony Down was making things hot all through Motortown. Reggie Davis had a vision. Bigger than Detroit, bigger than Michigan, bigger than the Midwest, bigger than the United States, intercontinental. That's how he moved weight. Jamaica, Ghana, Nigeria, Amsterdam, Haiti, Great Britain, Thailand. God damn. Got a lot of major plugs from all over the world for dog food, ganja, and that white girl smuggled drugs past customs. The dope came through and hand carved Jesus, Mary, and Joseph statues being carried by fake Christian missionaries. Reggie was smarter than his contemporaries, so he relocated to upscale Beverly Hills mansion. Sent his brothers to Miami for expansion. Expanded and diversified. Whatever was demanded, they supplied. And the money came faster than they could spend. Didn't need to follow, cause they set the trend. From selling dime packs and small time things to one of the country's largest distribution rings. It became difficult to hide their ill-gotten gains. They bought houses and cars in other people's names. Millions in real estate in California and Michigan. DEA was watching deep shit that was in. Phones was tapped and their Dutch plug cooperated. All DFG locations soon got raided. It was inevitable. Fate, you can't fight it. A 41-page federal indictment. 57 counts of drugs and tax evasion. So dope to an undercover DEA agent. Indicted in 83 but wasn't caught till 86 in an Ann Arbor hotel room with uncut bricks. That was Reggie Davis. Kept it G to the end. Took the DEA 3 years to apprehend. Damn. Seems like all these stories end the same, don't they? Detroit, Cocaine 80's, the life. Love is time, so I'ma speak from my heart. Have you ever given your heart to someone and they tore it apart? Good sex versus money, men and women, we barter. Success got easier to get, finding love got hard. Nice guys never get the girl till everybody else is had her. The pretty boys and athletes fuck, that's when you bag her. Taking care of kids that are not yours. She saves her money and spends up yours. I tried over women like jealousy, but before the dope game, they didn't notice me. Trust used to be easy, but it's hard now. I've been through so much, can't let my guard down. But still, love and marriage, I wanna do it. Even though my gut feeling tells me that it's stupid. Make all of my babies with the same woman. 30 years later, still with that same woman. I seen romantic relationships go wrong in a dope game. So many times I ain't gotta use the name. Broke niggas start getting money, then they get the big hit. Walking around Detroit like they got a gold-plated dick. Got a woman at home that love him so much, but every thought he see, he wanna touch. She at home crying now, but eventually that'll come. When I'm in, she'll probably fuck one of your enemies and fuck one of your friends. Damn, we all know what you did was whack, so why she get a nigga back like that? I've been cheated and I've been inside, nigga. You can't have it both ways, pick a side, my nigga. Either you gon' be faithful or be single while you grind. But either way, don't waste her time. For you chicks out there that's cheating on a good dude, though I never said as much, the same applies to you. So many niggas say bitches ain't shit. So many bitches say niggas ain't shit. We gotta do better. Cut the selfish crap. Communication is key. Let's bridge the gap. Learn to love each other instead of taking, let's give. Life is too short, one life to live. You only got one. You ever notice how they pass all these fucked up laws to lock niggas up and shit, right? But the white boys, man, they allowed to just skate clean off the set, you know? Now the white boy Rick situation is a little bit different. He tried to snitch on fucking politicians and police officers and shit. I ain't talking about that. But you know what I'm saying? It's like they operate with impunity, with big weight, and get away with it. Behind every great fortune, there is a crime. I can tell you a story if you got time. Niggas don't own boats, niggas don't own planes, but the ghetto is flooded with mountains of cocaine. Behind most black kingpins is a white man. Can't get drugs in black America without the white man. In Detroit during the 80's, that was Art Dare AD. He flew the coke in on a Learjet. AD imported the cane to Detroit on private planes, and his partner Dot was distro to all the big names. Big boys like Maserati Rick, the Curry brothers. White boy Rick, the Chambers brothers. AD had 4 planes, 4-engine executive. One of them he bought from the Rolling Stones. That's next level shit. White suburban night with Miami connects. All he did was count cash. He never saw the jack, but it ain't matter. Long as he got his quota, the powder he sold mixed with Arm & Hammer baking soda, and it got cooked, cut, measured, bagged, and sold by the dope man. Kids come home from school and see they mama overdosing. And he lived in Hartford Woods and St. Clair Shores on luxurious hotel suites with beautiful whores. Small fleet of aircraft to transport kilos of coke. Might sound like a movie, but this is no joke. Probably the biggest Detroit cocaine wholesaler. No surprise, so much white, it'll hurt your eyes. AD would fly it in, Doc would find somebody to buy it, then they split the proceeds. Win, win, win. Compared to him, white boy Rick was a wannabe. Art Derrick was who Rick Worsh wanted to be. The lesser the cut, the whiter it is. The higher you go up in the game, the whiter it is. To make $1 million, it's 100,000 ways. At its height, Art made 100,000 a day. His life was a movie, better yet a video game. I think about Vice City when I hear his name. Fuck Tommy Vercetti. AD was the real deal. Made millions, but never did a hand-to-hand deal. To the line to blow and freeze his nose. Mac 10s and texts, he never needed those. His plane was at Detroit City Airport. His bag was together. He would never fall short. When he landed his plane, the supply was in. All them gangsters was grinning. Here come the bad guy again. Miami connects, Colombian supply chain. No cut, he had the best of the best cocaine. Curry's in the Chambers was the engine, but the engine need fuel. Art Garrett, he supplied the engine with fuel. But he didn't just sell cocaine. He also loved to snort cocaine. He also traded coke for pills at a local pharmacy. Drug use can knock the best of the best out of harmony. He got sloppy and eventually got caught. CCE was the charges the DEA brought. Sentenced to 10 years, but he only did 5. But then he died from an overdose in 2005. See, that's that bullshit I'm talking about, though. I mean, God bless the dead and all, but that nigga only got 10 years. And did what, 5 or 6? If he been black, he would've got 30 years.
When you smile,
Like,
everything's alright. When you smile, nothing means as much. Nothing seems to touch. When you
Gangsters with big chains in front of a bed, smiling, not knowing what's coming next. Yelling death later, but for now, gangsters cars hot as sex. Snitches smeared the paint on their pictures. Feds took they motherfucking riches in jail while other niggas fuck they bitches. Didn't know then, but they know now. Like a Lamborghini with a coke smile, they was on top of the world. The niggas with perms and jerry curls and clubs, popping bottles with the flyest girls. Hands with 5-finger rings and gold chains. Rats like bitches overnight. Dope game a cold thing. A smile can hide it, but you feel that feeling. The tension and pressure that come from drug dealing. Only make it out if God willing.